Greetings, friends, from Adventist World Radio. What a time to be alive. It's been a few years now, and Kathy and I were at Union College. But I remember not all that long ago, my mother reminded me, she said, when you were at Union College, you got so excited as you were studying prophecies and seeing what was happening, giving Bible studies. You said, Mom, the Lord is coming soon. And so many things are going to happen, and I want to be right in the middle of it. Well, as a young person, full of enthusiasm and excitement, we can all understand. But that was, 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago, and I'm still excited. I said to Kathy the other day, what a time to be alive. So many things are happening all around the world, and Adventist World Radio is right in the middle of it. Jesus is coming very, very soon. I believe that with all of my heart. He is coming soon. A lot of new things are happening, and they continue to happen, like AWR, Broadcast of Baptism. That's what we're about, is fulfilling that great commission to go and preach and teach and baptize. That's what Jesus said, and that's what we're about. That's what we need to be doing. Thrilling things. 1,800 radio stations, AM, FM, DAB, shortwave, all around the world, all across this old ball of mud. People are listening. They're listening, making decisions for Jesus. Because of COVID, we started something brand new, YouTube Evangelism, Unlocking Bible Prophecies. Kemi tells me, I just talked to her today, and she says, we know there are about 20 million people have tuned in. Can you imagine that? In our lifetime, 20 million people around the world, and they share and they share and they listen. We don't know where it goes. Just last year, it was November and December in the Philippines. They used this new series that we had done, Earth's Final Countdown. 124,000 people were baptized. Can you imagine that? Many of them are rebels, others were former rebels, and many military. Just people who listen and made decisions for Jesus as these sermons were preached on Hope Channel and other channels all across the great country of the Philippines. Cell phone evangelism. We're getting ready to do one of our projects. Another thing that we're doing is the largest metro areas in the world, and the next one coming up here is happening now. There in Mexico City, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people listening via cell phone evangelism as Bible workers share their messages. And of course, this goes around the world. It has been going for several years now. More and more people are making connection with us just on the cell phone. And then our Center for Digital Evangelism, there in the Philippines, thanks the Lord for our wonderful divisions around the world, and there in the Philippines as they work with us. We were still working with SSD and Samuel Saul and all the staff there. We have a brand new Center for Digital Evangelism. Young people are being connected right now with that center. They're going to be there. We have the dorm ready. And so when they go on their cell phones, when they go on their computers around the world and they have questions after watching Unlocking Bible Prophecies, for example, they can connect directly to us. And we're doing that now. We did it through COVID. It was done through homes around the world, but now we're going to have them right there. 50 young people who will be answering all these kinds of Bible questions with the Center for Digital Evangelism. Our AWR 360 Medical, that's something new too. Boy, it is so thrilling, not only in America, working with Pathways, and then also around the world, working with medical projects in each of the divisions, touching people's lives and giving them hope for a healthy, better tomorrow. What a time to be alive. Even 50 years, it gets more and more exciting. I get reports from Bangladesh. I get reports from Bhutan. I get reports from France. I get reports it just continues every weekend. We have partnered up. As you know, I'm Elder Wilson's assistant for total member involvement. We're told that the Lord will not come until the church members and the elders and the pastors all join hands together and work together in some way, doing something for Jesus, whether it's preaching, whether it's giving Bible studies, whether it's being involved in medical work, doing something for Jesus. And the TMI projects that we've done, so many of them, it seems like every year we do at least one. You remember Rwanda, that was over 100,000 baptisms. And then India and Japan and Zimbabwe and Philippines and Eastern Europe, Romania, 2023, that's coming up next year. Europe for Christ. Wow, be involved, do something, some way. Give Bible studies, preach a series of meetings, go with us to fulfill the gospel commission to go into all the world and preach and teach and baptize. That's why we exist. That's what AWR does. Let me tell you about Ernesto. We had all the rebels that were baptized. You know some of those stories. A whole world was changed. This 50-year war, 40,000 people had died. The war is over. It's ended because of the radio broadcast into that island. People made decisions for Jesus. And they were baptized last November and then again this April. Thousands were baptized, making decisions for Jesus. Just absolutely unbelievable. Ernesto was told, as some of the others were back in November, that if you go and reach one, you get these people, you get Bible studies to them, all these ex-rebels, those who are giving their hearts to Jesus, prepare them for baptism. We'll come back. And so in April we did. We went back, and Ernesto said, I did it. I said, what? Well, you said each one reach one. I have one. Well, not really. He said, I think he doesn't know how to count because he brought 210. Not one, but 210. Others had the same experience. It was just amazing what God has done, is doing, will do there in the Philippines. We have actually Rose, who was one of the generals who led the rebellion. She joined us. She was baptized. She's so thrilled. She has started 18 foundations. 18 foundations. Absolutely amazing. Like eggs, chickens, raising chickens, peanuts, growing peanuts, all kinds of things so people can learn to be self-sustaining. They don't have to go out and threaten merchants and say, you either pay up or you're going to be shot. That's all changed now. They've given their hearts to Jesus. Praise God, what he has done. Just recently with the Great Controversy Project, the goal was to pass out 40,000. In the Silicon Valley, here in America, they have passed out already 35,000. Now, AWR was involved, but we want to be involved all around the world with the Great Controversy Project so that when people call in and have questions, if they get the question of the day right, we'll send them a copy of the Great Controversy. What a time to be alive, to get the Great Controversy into people's hands, not only on the internet, but physical books, real books that they'll receive in the mail or delivered to them by some of our wonderful church members who are involved in this total member involvement project, this Adventist World Radio project, fulfilling the gospel commission so Jesus will come again. TMI is about boots on the ground. Someone just said to me, what makes your stories interesting is you have been there. It's firsthand. Our staff, our engineers, our writers, all of us have the opportunity to go and preach and teach and be involved and get the stories firsthand. Boots on the ground. It makes such a difference. I will go. The General Conference has started this, and we believe that fits right in with Adventist World Radio. We will go. Yes, we will. And by God's grace, this work will be finished. As I close my part, I want to hand this over to Cammie, our Vice President. She has some exciting, thrilling stories that you are going to enjoy. Cammie?
Meet Perfecto, a pagan chief tucked high up in the Philippine jungles. Spiritualism and local lore ruled his life. His prized possession was his radio. Surprisingly, his music was replaced with Adventist World Radio's Bible messages. The Sabbath truth captivated his heart. Daily, the entire village gathered around his radio, resulting in the whole village being baptized together. God's three angels' messages transformed Perfecto from a pagan chief into a Seventh-day Adventist leader who donated his own property to build the village a church. Meet Mama Miembe in Tanzania. Challenged by her pastor to use the upcoming radio evangelistic series as a witnessing tool, she carried her radio everywhere. Next to the town bar was her garden. As she tended to her plants, the radio's volume was turned up. This caught the attention of the bar owner and his patrons. Elias' drunken bar transformed into a Seventh-day Adventist place of worship. Elias and 20 of his customers were baptized. Meet Prahalad, a witch doctor residing in the Himalayan mountains of Nepal. Depression overcame him with his failure to heal his 2 dying sons through witchcraft. Providentially, his son Surendra tuned into AWR and shared it with Prahalad and 17 other families who all decided to be baptized. Now, grateful to be out from under the spell of witchcraft and freed by Bible truth, AWR trained them to witness through their cell phones. Prahalad, a witch doctor, transformed into a Seventh-day Adventist cell phone evangelist. Meet Wissam Ali. He was shot, stoned twice, and stabbed by a mob. But each time, angels saved his life. WISM has translated our Adventist sermons into Arabic and sends them out through cell phone platforms. The domino effect is that many Arabs and entire congregations have become Sabbath keepers, baptized in the Jordan River. WISM, a former Muslim, transformed into the only Arabic-speaking Seventh-day Adventist pastor in Israel. Meet the executioner, a ruthless hitman.
I have killed so many. How could God forgive me?
The voice of a pleading victim haunted him long after it had been silenced in the Philippine jungles. Through his family's radio, God pulled at his heartstrings when he realized that he was the lost sheep. He studied, believed, and was baptized. Now, armed with the gospel, a projector, and a radio, he has returned to those same villages. This is a real, modern-day Saul to Paul story. The executioner transformed into God's life-saving evangelist. Meet Ranja the Witch of Madagascar. She was dedicated to the devil as a baby. Witchcraft made her influential. Villages hired her to stop the rampant cow thieves from stealing their herds.
Even though I was very powerful, could heal people, shut crocodiles' mouths, and make bullets stop, I was miserable.
When AWR played, the evil spirits had no control over her. She learned that Jesus is the ultimate power. After baptism, she started 3 Seventh-day Adventist churches. A spell-casting witch transformed into a church-planting soul winner. Meet 16-year-old Dorette from South Africa, a struggling teenager questioning her faith. She reluctantly joined TMI to preach an evangelistic series in Zambia. She was shocked to see so many of her attendees were baptized. This changed the path of her life forever. Dorette is now studying to become a missionary. This doubting teen transformed into a confident soul winner. Meet Marius, an elder of the SDA Church. He was inactive and lukewarm until he was introduced to cell phone evangelism. Burdened for his son Elmer, who had been using drugs for 15 years, Marius simply forwarded the Bible recordings. Today, Elmer is baptized, drug-free, and has joined his dad as a cell phone evangelist, spreading the word to thousands every week. Friends, Jesus is coming soon. Loud let it ring. He invites you and me to be a part of this great movement. God's 3 angels' messages will transform you and any willing heart into a loving, God-fearing, commandment-keeping Bible believer.
From broadcast to baptism, this is AWR 360.